NBC News' Steve Kornacki's at the big board. So, Steve, we don't have a lot of data yet, but we do have some new numbers from the CBS YouGov poll over the weekend. This is just an immediate snapshot following the debate, but what does it tell us?
Yeah, I mean, everybody's waiting for sort of the definitive poll to come out. We don't have that yet, but we've had a couple now. There's another one this morning that looks very similar to what I'm going to show you from this CBS YouGov poll. And they asked a couple questions here. Let's show you this first of all. They asked a general question. Should Biden, this is just in general, should he be running for president? They've asked that throughout the year. Back in February, 37% of voters said that Biden just should be running for president. Now, right after the debate, they have that number dropping to just 28%. By comparison, they asked the same question about Donald Trump post-debate. The number is 46%. Now, more specifically, in response to the debate, they asked this: what should Biden do right now in the wake of this debate? And in this CBS poll, 64%, basically two-thirds of the electorate, said he should step aside. And I think what's particularly troubling for Biden in that number, not just the fact that it's two-thirds, is look at within his own party. This isn't just his political opponents saying he should get out of the race. This is worry within his own party, concern within his own party. 45% of Democrats saying that Biden should step aside. And obviously that performance, I think, just reinforcing and maybe even increasing in terms of its potency, the main concern, or one of the main concerns we've seen over and over when it comes to Biden, and that is his age. This is a Gallup poll just before the debate, and already going into the debate, 67% of voters said they considered Biden too old to be president. That's 30 points higher than the number for Donald Trump. And just take a look at the other oldest nominees in history. John McCain in 2008, Dole 96, Reagan in both of his campaigns. The number was somewhere in the 30s, even the 20s for Reagan. That Biden number is a number we've never seen for any candidate before. And I will say, as we wait for definitive polling, we do have one poll that is now asked the horse race question after the debate, asking Biden versus Trump after the debate, who are you for? It's just from one state. It's from New Hampshire. But in that New Hampshire poll, this is out just a couple minutes ago, Trump leads by 2 points in the new New Hampshire poll. If you can read my writing, Trump +2. And the critical thing there is, in 2020, Biden carried New Hampshire by 7.5 points. So we don't have a pre-debate poll from St. Anselm was the pollster here. Their last one had been in December. They had Biden up 10 then. This is their first poll since December. But at least compared to the 2020 result in New Hampshire, their poll just after this debate is a pretty big shift.
Yeah, that's certainly a warning sign for the Biden campaign. So, Steve, what about the alternatives? What do we know about feelings for Vice President Kamala Harris?
Yeah, and you just heard, Mike taking you through all of the sort of political machinations that are involved there. But here's the dilemma for Democrats. You could just see it in the numbers. Take the basic question. It's a good measure of every politician: favorable, unfavorable. Two recent polls asked it about Joe Biden. You can see here he was 39 favorable, 58 favorable. This is about a week ago. About 2 weeks ago, 44, 56 in Fox. These are not good numbers. But they asked the same question in these same polls about Kamala Harris. These numbers aren't better. In fact, they're a little bit worse. Her favorable 37 in the same poll where Biden's is 39, 41 in the same poll where it's 44. And with what Mike just told you there, that's a huge consideration, or it probably is for Democrats, because if you do say Biden is very weak, got to get him out, got to get somebody else in. If Kamala Harris is likely to be that nominee, Democrats have to ask themselves, is that really going to enhance their political positioning?
Do we have polling yet that suggests that voters want a different candidate?
Yeah, this is the whole question, right? If it's not President Biden, then who could it be on the Democratic side? And the truth is, there are no easy answers. I went back and looked at the polling versus Donald Trump for a bunch of different Democrats have been suggested. Gretchen Whitmer, Gavin Newsom, Kamala Harris. Look at this. They all trail Donald Trump. So the idea here that we're somehow going to get this magic bullet, that there's somehow going to be some Democrat who can beat Donald Trump easily, I just don't see it in the numbers. At this particular point, if Joe Biden takes on Donald Trump, he's trailing. If there's another Democrat who runs against Donald Trump, they too are trailing. Perhaps you want to make the argument you bring in another Democrat who isn't as well known as Joe Biden, who has universal name recognition, and maybe they could change the numbers. But the fact is, any Democrat who entered the race right now, at least among those that are being suggested by a bunch of folks, they would all enter the race at this particular point as an underdog to former President Donald Trump.